The San Francisco 49ers pull out a 45-29 victory here over Arizona on Sunday in Week 15. They win the NFC West. They improve to 11-3. And, I mean, NFC West was really a formality. You consider the rest of the division, the gap was pretty wide. But the 49ers, they become the first team to clinch their division just 1 week after becoming the first team to clinch a playoff berth. A strong weekend here for San Francisco. And when you look at it, I mean, you got to start with the offense with 45 points in this one. Brock Purdy, another good performance, 16-25, 242 yards, 4 touchdowns. When you think about it, maybe only 1 or 2 plays that you could really consider from Brock Purdy that might have been off. You know, you talk about some of those deep balls where it might have been slightly underthrown, maybe slightly overthrown with a receiver stumble and things like that. But apart from that, it was pretty much on target for Brock Purdy, who was strong both on script and off script. A lot of people talking about his inabilities off script. Well, that wasn't there on Sunday. He was able to, you know, deliver all sorts of passes. And when you talk about his MVP race, this MVP conversation for Brock Purdy is only getting stronger because guys like Dak Prescott didn't have a great game on Sunday. Tyreek Hill didn't play and his team won by 30. You talk about all the other competitors. I mean, Brock Purdy right now is kind of separating himself with a few weeks remaining in the season. But it wasn't just Brock Purdy today. Christian McCaffrey really was the sole, not the sole benefactor, but the primary reason this offense flowed. 3 touchdowns, over 180 yards of total offense, had 72 in the air, had another 115 on the ground. A very strong performance for McCaffrey, who now has 7 touchdowns against the Arizona Cardinals this year. Another good, you know, this is a guy who you can continue to expect to keep churning both on the ground and in the air. Cool to see McCaffrey, though, get a lot of involvement in the air, was wide open on one of his big gains. And so that's something we haven't seen as much this season, but not necessarily because of McCaffrey, but more so because of the way the 49ers' weapons have come together and really played extremely well. But this one, it was more of a spread out passing attack. You see 6 different players get 2 catches. Not really many big games receiving wise. Kittle led the way with 54 outside of McCaffrey. Debo, Brandon Ayuk, you know, get 3-4 catches. Jawan Jennings, Kyle Juszczyk get another 2 apiece. So a more spread out effort on that end of the ball. You talk about defense, though. I think that there was reasons for concern and also some reasons for optimism. I mean, the concern, without Arik Armstead, without Javon Hargrave, the 49ers struggled significantly in the run game. They gave up 234 yards. I mean, that's unacceptable on any given week, especially, though, a week where you might seem on paper more, you know, you might have the better advantage against Arizona. But the Cardinals, they're a good running team. Drew Petzing, offensive coordinator, a good play caller when it comes to the run. James Conner had 86 yards, but the team collectively ran for a significant amount. That led to a lot of their offensive scores. They only scored 29 points because they had 3 field goal attempts, but that's still, you know, the most the 49ers have given up by a mile since they last lost in Week 8, I believe. So, you know, in the last 6-7 weeks, that's the most that they've given up to a team. And even if you take away the garbage time touchdown, 22 points is still the most that they've given up. Showcases how today was a bit of a struggle and also how strong they've been in the past. Talk about tackling efforts. I think this was probably their worst tackling game probably since Week 6 against Cleveland. You had a lot of missed tackles. Fred Warner didn't have the best game, a couple of missed poor angles as well there. But overall, the 49ers defense, they only gave up 29 points. Well, only because of Charvarius Ward. Ward had 2 interceptions. One went for a pick 6, led to the 49ers scoring some offense there. And he had a really good game, you know, just a few days after talking about how if he starts getting some of these picks, he might be a top 3, top corner in the league. And so a really good performance for Charvarius Ward overall. And the 49ers, even with some of those defensive struggles, still end up winning by 16. I thought they'd cover the spread of 12 points. They end up doing that. So a strong win for the 49ers. Still, and you see the different ways that they win. Even when they're struggling on defense, you're able to put it together on offense and vice versa. And so San Francisco, they're now rolling, and they fought their toughest matchup of the year, Baltimore, Week 16, next Monday at home. That one might be, you know, maybe a preview of the Super Bowl or maybe even the Super Bowl champion or like Super Bowl kind of favorite going into the playoffs. That might be the winner of this next game. And it also is very crucial because let's say the 49ers win that game, they're likely to win out, and they likely get the 1 seed. If they don't, it might not be in their hands because if they lose one more game, they're going to have to rely on Philadelphia to lose one more game of their last 4 as well. But nonetheless, a strong win for the 49ers. They are NFC West champions for the second consecutive year, and they now come into Week 16 with an 11-3 record. Stay tuned for my coverage, though, on Niners Nation. Got a lot of articles coming up. We'll have some streams as well this week, and we'll see you guys next time.